This is the story of a ghost ship, a floating coffin found sailing perfectly yet utterly alone. It is the most baffling maritime mystery in history, a puzzle with no witnesses, no struggle, and no answers. This is the enigma of the Mary Celeste. Our story begins not with a tragedy, but with a typical voyage. The Mary Celeste was a two-masted brigantine, a sturdy merchant ship of 282 tons, built in Nova Scotia and originally named the Amazon. By 1872, she was captained by Benjamin Briggs, a highly experienced, deeply religious, and cautious man. Briggs considered the Mary Celeste his home. He wasn't just sailing with a crew of 7 seasoned sailors, but also with his wife, Sarah Briggs, and their 2-year-old daughter, Sophia. They were a family, heading toward what they expected to be a routine crossing. On November 7, 1872, the Mary Celeste departed from New York, bound for Genoa, Italy. Her cargo was 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol, highly flammable, intended to fortify wine. Captain Briggs logged his progress daily, noting good weather and fair winds. They passed the Azores, sailing into the wide Atlantic. This was the last time anyone outside the ship would ever hear from the crew. The scene shifts 25 days later, over 400 miles east of the Azores. On December 5, 1872, a British ship named the Dei Gratia spotted a vessel sailing strangely. The sails of the unidentified ship were set, but she seemed to be listing slightly and drifting without direction. As the Dei Gratia drew closer, the crew recognized the ship as the Mary Celeste. What the boarding party found was astonishing. The ship was intact and sailing under partial sail. The lifeboat was missing. There was water, about 3.5 feet of it, sloshing in the hold, but the Mary Celeste was not sinking. The cargo was largely undisturbed. In the captain's cabin, they found a sewing machine with a small bottle of oil beside it, as if Sarah Briggs had simply stepped away. Clothes and personal items were found in the crew's quarters. A slate in the mate's cabin still recorded the ship's position at 8 a.m. on November 25th, 10 days before her discovery. Crucially, they found the logbook. The last entry, dated November 24th, noted the ship was near the island of Santa Maria in the Azores. The last word was simply Nova 25, 8 a.m. The entry suddenly stopped mid-sentence. It was not a ghost ship in the supernatural sense, but in the most chilling human sense. A ship where everyone had vanished without a trace, leaving behind no evidence of violence, illness, or disaster. The only things missing were the captain's navigational instruments, suggesting the captain left quickly but planned to return. The two most valuable items, the sextant and chronometer, were gone, indicating the crew believed they would need them to navigate from the missing lifeboat. The Dei Gratia eventually sailed the Mary Celeste to Gibraltar, where a complex Admiralty court inquiry was convened. The investigators, skeptical of the rescue claim, suspected foul play. They were baffled by the lack of evidence. The only signs of anything unusual were 2 distinct marks on the railand, a cut in the ship's side that appeared to be made by a sharp object, perhaps an adze. The prosecutor suggested mutiny, perhaps a drunken fight, that led to murder and the abandonment of the bodies at sea. Yet the crew's rooms showed no signs of a struggle, and the valuable denatured alcohol cargo was almost entirely untouched. Since the inquiry concluded, dozens of theories have attempted to explain the vanishing. The most popular theory centers on the dangerous cargo. The barrels of crude alcohol were imperfectly sealed. It's theorized that fumes seeped into the hold, and on November 25th, an explosion occurred. This would not have been a fire, but a sudden, terrifying pressure flash, a detonation that would have blown off a hatch and created a shockwave but left no actual scorch marks, matching the clean appearance of the ship. Captain Briggs, being cautious and having his family aboard, may have ordered an immediate evacuation, believing the ship was about to explode or sink. The crew likely lowered the lifeboat, possibly tethered to the Mary Celeste, and waited a safe distance away. The captain would have taken the chronometer and sextant, expecting to reboard once the fumes dissipated. However, while waiting, the tether could have broken, a quick storm could have arisen, or the lifeboat could have capsized, separating them permanently from their ship and condemning all 10 people to a swift death at sea. Other theories are far more sensational. A sea quake, a submarine earthquake or shift could have violently shaken the ship, causing a sudden surge of water in the hold and convincing the crew the ship was breaking up. Piracy was considered, but pirates wouldn't leave behind valuable alcohol, clothing, or cash. The giant squid theory, though favored by fiction writers, has no evidence and ignores the fact that the ship was found fully rigged. Ultimately, the Mary Celeste remains an absolute cipher. The most telling fact is the lack of urgency in the things left behind. The swing machine, the logbook stopping mid-sentence, the toys, the personal effects. It suggests the crew left in a moment of sheer, sudden terror, believing they were facing an immediate threat to the vessel itself. They did not intend to abandon the ship permanently. They intended to escape a sudden, localized catastrophe. The sea keeps many secrets, but few are as profound and haunting as the Mary Celeste. She sailed across the ocean, a perfectly sound vessel, transformed in an instant from a family home to a sterile, empty artifact. The fate of Captain Briggs, his family, and his crew remains sealed, a story permanently unfinished, forever adrift on the whispers of the Atlantic. As theories continued to swirl, one thing became evident. The mystery of the Mary Celeste would drive generations to grapple with the unknown. Many maritime historians dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth, but each new piece of evidence seemed to raise more questions than it answered. Even in modern times, the allure of the enigma captivated amateurs, sleuths, and seasoned detectives alike, each offering an interpretation of what might have transpired on that fateful day in 1872. The ship, now a relic of intrigue, became a symbol of the mysteries that lie just beneath the waves, echoing the fear of what the ocean still holds in its depths. As researchers pored over historical documents and maritime records, they unearthed an additional layer of complexity that only deepened the intrigue surrounding the Mary Celeste. Old diaries from sailors of the era revealed that misty navigation hazards and treacherous weather conditions made voyages unpredictable. The unpredictability was underscored by a disquieting undercurrent. The sea had its own language, one that could be deceptive and treacherous, whispering secrets that could lead to dire consequences. Local lore continued to paint a vivid tapestry of tales alluding to the supernatural, indicating that the Mary Celeste was not merely a ghost ship, but rather a harbinger of otherworldly dread. Though no single explanation may ever satisfy those drawn to this maritime mystery, it is essential to remember that the Mary Celeste serves as a reminder of humanity's ongoing struggle against the vast and unpredictable forces of nature. With each new generation, the enigma invites exploration, encouraging us to confront our own fears and the inexplicable events that shape our history. We may never know the fate of Captain Briggs and his family, but their story, forever intertwined with the Mary Celeste continues to inspire wonder and curiosity about the mysteries yet to be solved in the depths of the ocean. Yet, amid the waves of speculation, some whispers thrived that hinted at deeper truths. Scholars have posited that the disappearance of the crew might reflect broader societal anxieties prevalent at the time. The late 19th century was a period marked by rapid industrialization and the growth of maritime trade, where technological advancements collided with the age-old mysteries of the sea. The Mary Celeste, in a sense, embodied the contrast between human ingenuity and the capricious nature of the ocean, a juxtaposition that rendered her fate all the more poignant. Families setting sail in search of a promising future could suddenly find themselves ensnared in the unfathomable depths of peril, leaving only echoes of their ambitions behind. This compelling intersection of progress and peril underscores the enduring mystery surrounding this ghostly ship as generations continue to ponder its fate. However, as the years have passed, the Mary Celeste has inspired various works of literature, film, and art, solidifying her status in popular culture. From novels that reinterpret the events leading up to her abandonment, to documentaries exploring the exhaustive theories, the tale of the ghost ship has become a canvas upon which many have painted their own interpretations. Modern-day explorers, enthusiasts, and scholars still seek to unravel the narrative, combing through every piece of evidence with fervor. Yet, despite all endeavors, the true story remains elusive, tantalizingly out of reach, a lingering testament to humanity's complex relationship with the sea and the mysteries that dwell within its depths. In the subsequent decades, the Mary Celeste continued to spark scholarly inquiry and cultural fascination alike, with authors crafting varied tales that attempted to capture the essence of this maritime riddle. Each portrayal, whether chilling fiction or historical analysis, contributed to the ghostly allure of the ship, reinforcing her place in both literature and maritime folklore. As the mystery lived on, new expeditions were undertaken to search for answers, though they often yielded little more than tantalizing hints of what might have happened that day long ago. The ongoing exploration of the Mary Celeste has prompted historians to connect her story to a larger narrative about the era's maritime culture. The impact of contemporary events on sea voyages, with burgeoning trade routes and heightened competition among shipping companies, often heightened the stakes for those who dared to navigate treacherous waters. Captains and crews, like that of the Mary Celeste, faced immense pressure to perform under increasingly perilous conditions, leading to tough decisions that could affect their entire voyage. Paradoxically, the quest for commercial success drove many sailors to risk their lives, transforming routine journeys into hazardous undertakings fraught with uncertainty. In this context, the Mary Celeste epitomizes the fragile balance between ambition and the ocean's whims, encouraging us to understand the human stories entwined within historical enigmas. As the years rolled on, the legend of the Mary Celeste extended beyond maritime lore, becoming an emblem of human curiosity and our connection with the unknown. Each retelling reframed the narrative, creating a collective memory that pulsated with life, spawning questions that danced like shadows in the realm of maritime history. Enthusiasts often gathered not just to seek answers, but to revel in the mysterious essence of a ship adrift in time, allowing her tale to inspire the imagination through shared storytelling. The Mary Celeste remains a testament to the enduring power of mystery, encouraging us to gaze into the abyss and confront the riddles entwined with the vastness of the sea. Some theorists have speculated that the mariners aboard the Mary Celeste were alive, Prowling the depths of folklore, driven by a passion for adventure, their myths stirring the imaginations of countless generations. They became emblematic of the wanderers who confronted nature's fury, stirring echoes of souls lost to the ocean's embrace. The sea has always been a fierce and unpredictable mistress, and the story of the Mary Celeste embodies the continuing dance between humanity's aspirations and the stark realities of the elements. In this way, she serves not just as a ghost ship, but as a prism reflecting our collective fears, ambitions, and the cherished bonds that remain despite the chaos of the seas. Perhaps at its heart, the mystery of the Mary Celeste reveals a personal truth: the fragility of life and the enduring spirit of human curiosity that persists even after the horizon fades. In every corner of the world, the Mary Celeste's story resonates, echoing through time and culture. The enigma has inspired adventurous spirits, fueling expeditions to trace her path, uncovering artifacts that bear witness to her fateful journey. Museums display relics from the ship and its era, inviting visitors to explore the rich tapestry of maritime history while posing profound questions about existence and loss. Each year, enthusiasts gather at events dedicated to discussing her legacy, sharing theories and discoveries that keep the intrigue alive. The legend of the Mary Celeste serves as a powerful reminder of our unending thirst for knowledge, compelling us to embrace the unknown and seek understanding in the face of life's most pressing mystery. Now, centuries later, the Mary Celeste continues to captivate imaginations, inspiring not only researchers, but artists, playwrights, and filmmakers. Each retelling, marked by unique interpretations, adds layers to her enigma, creating a rich tapestry where mystery and adventure intertwine. The allure of the ghost ship is not just in her disappearance, but in the lessons she imparts about ambition, peril, and humanity's intimate relationship with the sea. As we reflect on her story, we are invited to ponder the broader implications of our own journeys through life, navigating both known waters and the uncharted depths of fate, forever guided by the whispers of the ocean. The fascination surrounding the Mary Celeste ignites lively discussions and inspires dedication, urging us to pilgrimage to the sites of her past. As each new generation unravels her story, they contribute fresh perspectives, proving that the line between reality and myth is often blurred in the eyes of those who dare to dream. The Mary Celeste, forever drifting, compels us all to question, explore, and wonder about the enigmas that lie beneath the surface of our world. The mystery of the Mary Celeste endures as a haunting reminder of human vulnerability against nature's vastness. With every retelling, we are compelled to confront our fears and aspirations, as the echoes of her tale inspire relentless exploration and curiosity about the unknown that remains hidden within the ocean's depths.